Okay, I'm just going to continue with this little tracking watch list thingy from the previous video. I finished the 11th of January, so I'll just start with the 12th of January in this video, and hopefully I'll finish the month of January. So MEMP had a little bit of a bottom bounce, really tight candle the day before, ultra low price stock, so that's probably why I skipped it. The last time in November, it actually had some decent follow through, went up like 85%, had one day of follow through, and then it just kind of broke down. Like, this is a bankrupt company, so there's obviously risks involved, but it didn't have any follow through last time. Let's see, 12th of January. Had a decent looking little breakout of support, rising 50-day, but kind of shakeout candle the next day. But overall, it had some decent follow through if it hadn't been for this shakeout candle. ARI, not a tight candle the day before, but so far it's had some pretty decent follow through. Now AAOI, this one I am kicking myself daily for not buying it. It has some insanely good guidance on the 12th of January. Good volume. The opening range highs were here in the low mid 28s. So that was the entry area. Could have risked like $2 or something, and well, it's up $8 since, about almost 30%. So this one one of my biggest regrets so far this year. This one had activist fund taking a stake. Had a really, now these ones sometimes they can have follow through, sometimes they don't have any follow through. This is one of the ones that had great follow through. This is one that had great catalyst. I talked about this catalyst before, but it had insane follow through. Went up like, I don't know, 7-8 days in a row. Just insane follow through. But these kinds of government political decisions thing is kind of hard to have any kind of conviction on these things. It's easier with earnings, in my opinion. No follow through. It wasn't a good setup, but a very wide range candle before, and it just wasn't a tight formation overall. IRPT, no follow through. I thought it looked decent, just yeah, the volume was lacking hard. That was the problem. A little bit of a gap up on volume, a decent follow through. This one had no follow through, ultra liquid. This thing had some political stuff. No follow through. Actually looks decent as a long setup. A little bit of a gap up, no follow through. Actually, it did have decent follow through. Then it had a big shakeout candle here. Let's see, 30th of January. Where is this? Okay, gap up, just no follow through. Looked like a bottom bounce kind of a setup, but it wasn't really tight at all. But again, sometimes I put these ones in my watch list anyways, just to see if they work, because sometimes bad setups work better than good setups, and this is what it is. This one had a really good setup and great follow through. Just look at how it was riding that rising 20-day, like higher lows, the range break, very strong stock. Just kept going. These are like ideal setups, these kinds. Thin stock, but high priced. This thing, I think it had a run up into CES. That's why it went up. But I couldn't identify the catalyst down here. I only knew about it a few days later when it was too late. So this thing had a little bit of pre-earnings run. This stage started a breakout before the earnings. HLF had a little bit of a FTC related, was the same as NUS, same kind of news, or the same sector, so the same news affected them. Now this one is annoying. I remember I tried to buy the, or kind of anticipate the bottom breakout on this thing a few times. I did try it here. I think I did try it here too. Had no follow through. It had follow through for a day. Oh yeah, I traded it. I sold some and then I sold the rest for break even. And now today it's having a big breakout on volume. This kind of volume, this thing could go to 150 or something. Looks really good. Had some kind of a news, no follow through. Had a settlement, didn't have any immediate follow through. Kind of sluggish. No, it didn't really look good. It was already up the day before. But it did have follow through. So this one, like oil and gas news are usually kind of hard for me to understand. But this one had some decent follow through. NAK, yeah, it actually looked pretty good. Or not that good on a daily, but if I remember correctly, looked pretty good on the 60-minute. No, it didn't. Never mind. I'm thinking about another stock. It's kind of sloppy and wide and just, I don't know. This one is up 77% since. I don't know why. It's really, this stock is fraud, China reverse merger, but I guess they're pumping it or something. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Only reason I didn't buy it was so low priced. Like, you know, you buy a couple of 100,000 shares of this thing, like commissions and ECM fees just kill you, or at least kill me. I mean, I have no desire to pay like $1,000-2,000 in commissions and ECM fees. But it had insanely good follow through. Only went up 82%, 80, actually 90% almost. MEMP is here again. Tried a bottom bounce, didn't have any follow through. Oh, they had Citron hit piece, but didn't go down at all. It's just been grinding higher since. No follow through. Now this one had great follow through. This is I think it's kind of a Trump wall play or something. Some decent follow through. Not really the kind of setup I usually trade. It's kind of mid-range. I usually like stocks that are near their like 52-week highs or like 6-month highs, or that are like near the lows, but this was kind of a mid-range, so. But could put in a pattern database. What it did have going for it is that had some mid-term or like intermediate term momentum, no short-term momentum, but it was in a tight range. Another one looked pretty good. But again, it's like a mid-range kind of a stock. This one didn't really have any momentum at all. Ultra thin. Looked good, but no follow through. Another one, it was up the day before. This is one I've had some really good trades on. I think I bought it here. Very good follow through. I think I traded it here too. I don't remember. This one is currently on my long watch list. It's started to run after seeking. No, wait. Seeking Alpha was in December. 17th of January. Oh, it tried to break the range here, but no follow through. Just another random stock, middle of its range. Low price, thin name, but had some decent follow through. Same thing. This one I actually was long down here. But it had another breakout here, ultra thin stock, but trades very well. See, this thing was pumped as a Tesla battery play. Broke out a couple of days ago. Looks like it wants to go 1+, but ultra thin and very low priced. Again, really not a good setup. The setup here was pretty good, but this, not so much. This thing is actually setting up right now. Looked like a decent setup. Had some good volume. Well, it's a low volume stock, but great follow through. Sting, okay, they had settlement, these kinds of news. Probably not gonna go higher. It's probably just gonna consolidate here because they got a one-time lump sum and that's it. 17th of January, where is that? Here. Okay. Was already overextended, wasn't a good breakout, but I just put it on my tracking watch list anyways. Oh, this one had a nice little bottom breakout. Had insanely good follow through. Holy shit. Really, really good. Gravy, extremely thin stock. I was actually looking at it. No, it wasn't this one. It was another one. Empet. Oh, sorry. No. Tell. Yeah, Tell. They changed the ticker. That's gonna come. Oh, that was in December actually. Okay, never mind. Had insane follow through. You know, low floats, low thin stocks. They can have breakouts like these and make ultra big moves. IPO, try to do IPO turn, no follow through. Sting had some bad news. Actually, weren't that bad, but well, actually they were pretty bad. It looked really good, but no follow through. Had earnings, boring earnings, tiny beat, no follow through, as expected from sluggish earnings. Sting tried to break out here. Not a good setup. Here, this one had follow through. Another one of these ultra low priced ones. Had a decent move. Very thin. The setup looked pretty good. High lows all the way, range break, volume on a breakout. Only problem is it's very thin, so that's probably why I passed on it. AVGO kind of choppy stock, as you can see. It just chops up, down, 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 up, down. In hindsight, this breakout worked, but I passed on it because it was so choppy. Life, this one I think I traded actually. Took a loss the next day if I remember correctly, or or a break even or something. Just didn't have any follow through. This one had a little bit of a breakout from a tight range from this flag formation. Decent follow through. Well, actually, it had follow through because it reported earnings. Some kind of a news, no follow through. Sype, great earnings. Thin stock had some decent follow through. This one I really don't know why I didn't buy this, because this thing has been on my watch list, or had been on my watch list for a long time. Higher lows all the way, both the short and mid-term and long-term momentum, which just consolidating and had a breakout on decent volume. Should have bought it. Why didn't I? Oh, this one I did buy. I lost money on it. I bought it on the opening range highs at 660. Got stopped out the opening range lows at 635. It went all the way down to 615, and then it just reversed later in the day, took out the highs, went like $7, and had a couple days of follow through. So a little bit annoying, but these kinds of things happen all the time. AMD is here, right? Oh yeah, so it so this one bounced off the rising 50-day, just a perfect bounce, and higher it went. Only went up another 44%. But again, not necessarily a traditional setup for me, but sometimes these things can work. Like an undercut and rally of a rising moving average, especially if it's like, you know, very strongly trending stock. Oh, this one. If you've been watching my videos since the beginning, you know I was long this one. I actually caught like a 55% move in this one on partial size. Mostly I sold my position. Mostly I guess at 16, 17. I only held a few to 2021. But man, this thing is holding up still. If you look at this on the 60-minute chart, it's just putting in higher lows all the way. It just doesn't want to dip. This thing may do a blow off top to like 30 or something. I would be surprised. This is something ideally goes sideways another few days. Puts in a tight range day or so, or a couple tight range days, and I'm willing to buy it because these kinds can really like accelerate. It looks like they're overextended, but then they accelerate and make an insane move. If you can just find a spot where you can put in a tight stop, these things can give a really good risk-reward trade. Asia 19th. Oh yeah. Tried a little bit of bottom bounce. Had a little bit of follow through. You can't really see it, but it had a little bit of bottom bounce. Had some follow through. Now this one looked really good. Well, not really good, but it looked pretty good. Tight range, rested in the 20-day. It's kind of a slow-moving stock, so it didn't have much follow through, but it looked very good. Twilio, let's see, the 18th. Where is that? Somewhere here. Here it is. Or sorry, 19th. That was the start of the bottom bounce. Up over 20% since. Pretty good looking one. Have to actually scroll back so you can see better. Decent volume, series of tight range days, and had a nice rally since. Finisar, let's see, 19th. Okay, so OCLR had some news. So the whole sector was up that day, like AOI and OCLR and all of them. Yeah, OCLR had some good guidance. Had an ER, decent follow through since. Wasn't anything, super exciting in the earnings report, but had an okay ER also. Been grinding higher since. Another activist investor, kind of a PR or news. Oh, actually, I have to put it in my back watch list. So this one has been trying bottom bounces for a while now. Nothing has worked. Has earnings in a few days, so let's see how it manages to do earnings. It's definitely a watch on the earnings day. If the earnings are good, blowout. It has generally very good earnings, but it's probably just a fat stock. This one tried a bottom bounce. Oh, actually it did go long, this one. Got stopped out the next day, or actually the day after on weakness. Ended up taking a small loss on it. Let's see, 20th of January. Where is that? Here. Oh, okay, just a green candle, nothing. So this one had a hit piece. Citron getting squeezed again. This is not their kind of a market. They're getting just squeezed left and right. This one actually looks really good now. So it tried a... Oh, I did go long this one. Took a tiny loss the next day. Just no follow through. But now it looks much better. It's tighter. Been going sideways for a longer amount of time. High lows for many months now. It looks really, really good. Had a little bit of follow through. Tried to break out the bottom, no go. This one had a breakout candle but no follow through. Actually bought it today at 159. Gonna use this 149 as my stop. Yeah, I mean, this guy, it's been building higher lows for a while. Can go to 2 or something. Theme bank stock, the strongest sector out there right now. No follow through. Wasn't a really good setup either. Had the earnings, decent follow through. No. This one, I almost bought this one. Instead I bought another one that was a little bit weaker. That stopped me out the next day. This one would have worked better. Sometimes it's just better to buy the one that looks more extended, because there's a reason that it is more extended usually. Had some okay, so they bought the business. Decent follow through. No. Had a beautiful bottom breakout, but nah, not really my type of setup. Not enough range. NAK 20th of January. Yeah, kind of hard to buy something like this. It's just straight up and not enough sideways action. But sometimes these things work. You know, they do this blow off move. Uh, had a secondary breakout, worked very well. Let's see, Mankind, 20th of January. No, sorry, 23rd. Okay, tried a bottom bounce. I never bought it, just didn't look that good. Had some bad news. Amazon was going to do similar things like they are doing, and had some. Oh, okay, it only went down 4%, and now it's kind of grinding back. Same kind of news. Same kind of news. This one had a really, really good breakout. Nice volume, just very thin. And this is something like this. It's really a good-looking setup. Has some good long and mid-term momentum. Just goes sideways for a few months. Gets really, really tight, as you can see. Both the 100 and the 50-day, just all the moving averages are getting so tight, and price is tight, and just squeezes out of that formation with volume. This goes up 4 days in a row. This is like a 5-star setup. Google had a pre-earnings run. I almost bought that one, if I remember correctly. Had some decent move for being Google, but usually just too slow a stock for me. Now this is also a 5-star setup, something like this. Really good looking, but no follow through. IPO breakout of the rising 50-day. It was already kind of extended, so no follow through here. Tried a IPO bounce, but no, or I had a little bit of follow through, but didn't really look like a great setup. Baba, let's see. Okay, so it broke out the day before earnings. OLED, a little bit of a break. It wasn't tight the day before. It was actually tight on this breakout day, but was just in the middle of the range. So if you look at this kind of a, so yeah, it wasn't great setup. Actually breaking out today from a tight formation. Netties had a secondary breakout, didn't really look that great. Had some news. Tried a bottom breakout. Now Momo, I almost bought it on this day. Looked pretty good. Good thing I didn't. Just had no follow through. This one, it looked kind of extended, but sometimes the extended stocks are the ones that have the best follow through. So it's a Trump wall play, just up on speculation. Had decent follow through from this range breakout. Gap and go, still going up. Had a shakeout candle here. Just put in another higher low of the 50-day and just straight up since. Gold stock. This actually broke out before the other gold names did, and this is also the strongest one since. Just very thin. This one, let's see. Wasn't really a good setup there. Tried to break out that day, but closed very weak. GV had a very good breakout. Kind of extended. Had already had a couple of breakouts in a very short amount of time, but had decent follow through, I guess. Actually, a pretty decent follow through. Oh my god, this something must be wrong here. There's 50 stocks in this list. Oh god. I'm gonna skip it for now. I must have put some other things there that are just wrong. So PMD, 25th of January, tried a little bit of breakout. Wasn't really a great setup. Had been inching higher for days before. Tried a bottom breakout. Actually, I almost bought it today here in the high 250s, low 260s, but just in so much stuff already, so I just passed on it. HK had some news. I thought it was very good news. The volume was insane, but kind of sold off after that. So again, I'm not very good with these oil and gas kind of news. Tried a 50-day moving average bounce. Didn't really have much follow through. Sector overall has been sluggish for the past 2-3 months. CRC, I almost bought it. It's a good thing I didn't, since it had no follow through. Look kind of decent, but this is just no momentum here. It's just very choppy, choppy stock. So I passed on it. Bank stock looked like a good breakout here, but kind of high float, ultra high float stock and ultra high market cap. So these things are usually very sloppy. They don't move. They don't put in clean moves. You got a range break, but just no follow through. Another oil and gas name. Wasn't really a great setup. Are the earnings? Nothing great. Yeah, nothing here. This one had great follow through since the earnings. Really great follow through. Now this one I almost bought it on this day here. If it had just gone a little bit higher intraday, it kind of sold off near the close. I was thinking about buying it, but close kind of weak. So I passed on it. The next day it had some news and just went straight up. I don't know really why. Sometimes I put these really shitty setups in my watch lists. Try the bottom bounce, no go. Let's see, 25th. Okay. Oh, nothing there. This is probably a fraud, I think, but it's going up, so what do I know? Cannabis stock had a very good looking breakout here, just no follow through. Oh, this one. No, never mind. Where it went? Where is the 25th of January? Here it is. Okay, so it tried an early breakout, but it really never could break the range. Let's see here. Try the bottom bounce. Like here it had a little bit of bottom bounce. Thin stock, but had some decent follow through. 40% in one day, that's pretty good. This one, already talked about before. You know, I bought it on this day, had an offering the next day, and just nothing happened. Tried to break out, but no go. Tried to break out, no go. This one is actually starting to set up a little bit. Probably needs another week or two, but AVXX is starting to look good. A lot of shorts in this one. I've seen a lot of hit pieces. 15 days to cover. This thing breaks this high 59s on volume. It can go to 65, 70. Had some earnings. Already very extended, so it's actually starting to set up. A few more days if you can get tight, could be a good setup. Another one had some pretty decent earning, or actually it's a cyclical stock, so these ones usually are done when the good earnings come in, but sometimes not. Another bank stock, regional bank, had some decent follow through. Fannie Mae, this one I actually did buy. Actually, I bought it the next day on the dip since I missed the actual breakout day. Had okay follow through. Yeah, AERI again, a bunch of range breakouts. It's just kind of a very choppy stock. Just likes to pull back immediately after breakout day. Shell left, let's see, the 26th. Oh yeah, I actually shorted it that day. I lost some money on it because I chased it or something. But had a nice range break, but kind of pulled back and then it bounced. This one is setting up. I think it's a spin-off. But here it had some decent follow-through. Multi-day move. Exactly what you want to see. Had earnings, like really bad earnings, but the market is anticipating better times in these oil names, so oil names are notorious for going up on bad earnings. Oh, finally a day with few stocks in it. So HDBX, tried a bottom bounce here, no follow through. Like here back in August had some great follow through on the bottoming bounce. You can see it here, some big volume and just went, had a big move. Here had a similar chart, big volume, just no follow through, and that's the way it is sometimes. Tree, I almost bought this one. Had a decent move, but kind of slow moving stock. Blue, let's see, the 27th was down here. I was kind of trying to break the range, but just not enough volume, and had a tight range day just off the rising 50 day, but just didn't look good enough when it broke out. Nah. Had earnings. Almost done. 12 items. Let's see, UXY. Oh yeah, that's when I started anticipating a potential fade in the markets. I lost on this one. Couple of days in a row, as you know. Fade, tried a bottom bounce, then they had earnings a couple of days after. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's on Fluff PR. So it had a really good range breakdown here, just no follow through because we're not buy the dip kind of a market right now. Oh, tried to break out here, but just no go. Had a PR. Don't know about the significance of it. Max. Oh, I'd lost on it this day. I tried to buy it, but just got stopped out. 30th. Don't know why I put it in this list. Ebook looks kind of good. Gotta put an alert on it. Let's see, the 30th of January. Oh, broke out with high volume, just no go. This one though, again, it just didn't really break the range, but also very thin stock. But you know, followed decent setup. If it had just gone a little bit higher and with more volume, would have been better. But straight up since. Kala, well, this one I'm long. I actually bought it the day after, but yeah, I've been talking about this one so much. Really, it's actually flagging. This next stop is gonna be 10, 11 bucks on this one. Oh, 28 items, Jesus Christ. 31st. Okay, but this one already was in the previous day's list. This thing, they had some patent. They lost a court case. It was an overreaction to the news. I just wanted to see how far it will bounce, and kind of bounced like 60%, and now it's going sideways. This one I actually bought it, as you know, if you've been watching my videos. I got stopped out pretty much break even. I tried to break out of the bottom range. The recent IPO didn't go. This one has been trying to break out a couple of times, just can't get going. This thing had no momentum, just kind of a random name. True. Let's see. Where is the 31st? Here. Nah. Close kind of weak. Had a strong breakout candle this day. No follow through. This one had a very wide range candle the day before. Okay, follow through. Kind of slow moving. Labu. Still going straight up, but man, look at this range breakout. This is the day Trump had the meeting with pharma executives, and yeah, it was kind of a bullish kind of news came out of that meeting, and the biotechs are up straight up since. Blue, so a nice breakout here, decent follow through. Very thin stock, but had decent follow through, but not really a super great setup. Garb had, this is also one I almost bought. I almost bought it, but I just kind of I bought it on the earnings back in August, or was it July? On this day, I held it for a few weeks. I stopped out here when it closed below the rising 20-day moving average. I thought it was gonna pull back more, but then it just kind of went straight up for several months. I almost bought it on this really good guidance, but passed on it. Exos had some. They also guided here. No, this is the 9th. Wait. 31st. Oh, it tried to break out of this formation, but it wasn't the tight setup. Now the setup is really good. It's gonna be one of my main watches for tomorrow. HN though, this one was really good looking. I just didn't see it. Just straight up since. Sloppy setup. This one actually got bought out today. Again, just a random setup, wasn't really. Well, it had a big move on volume. I think it could have been buyout rumors actually. Makes sense as it got bought out later. Okay, so the competitor had a fire in the plant, so it's been up since. HE, all the gold names and Nugget and everything broke out this day. And as you know, I did buy Nugget. I have GC. A little bit of breakout here. Decent move since. The setup here was obviously much better, but I passed on it. So this one had a patent win against the bigger competitor. Decent move since. But again, I don't know how significant this kind of news is. This one had a upgrade by broker. Like, if it had just had a tighter range day the day before, I would have probably bought it. No, actually, the reason I didn't buy it because it was up so much immediately out of the gate. I didn't want to chase it. I was looking for a dip to, like, I don't know, 39.80s or something, 39.70, but just never came, and it's just straight up since. And that's the thing. Sometimes the best, or actually the best ones, are those that just go straight up. You feel like you're chasing them, and then just keep going higher. Very good setup. Ultra thin. Had decent follow through since. ACAT. Nah, very sloppy setup. No tightness or anything. Just had a big range expansion candle on volume. Nothing else. PTLA. Oh god, it's still going. As you know, I bought it here. I had a good entry, and I got stopped out here at 27. So I bought it like here, 26.50 on the dip. Sold some in the 28s, 29s, and got stopped out at 27 bucks. The stock went down to like 26.90, and it's straight up since. Oh, shook me out, huh? Okay, so now I am finished with January finally. I'm not gonna do the 24th. I probably have put some mixed up the watch list. There's 50 names in here. I'm just not gonna go through them. Okay, thank you for watching if you watched this. I hope you